Good morning. Today is the 28th of Tammuz and the 17th of July, as opposed to yesterday when I got the date wrong. And we were left with a question. We were left with a question. So why does the Gullus keep getting worse? It doesn't make any sense. In the human being, after you're angry, the anger subsides over time. And by Hashem, it seems that it's exactly the opposite. We won't be able to answer the question today because we only have 3 minutes. So we'll just increase the question. We skipped the parentheses yesterday on page Zayin. V'chen ata. V'chen ata, מאז שהתחילו לדבר דח מזמן הבעל שם טוב ז"ל ואילך, נתרבו האפיקורסים דווקא. This is an incredible sentence. He's saying, who's to blame for the denial of God in our generation? It's the Baal Shem Tov and Chasidus. So that's a. First of all, you can't miss the corollary. There's a correlation in time, in chronology, and thought, and everything between the rise of Chasidus and the deep apikorsis, the deep denial of God in the modern era. They happen at the same time. So how is it usually explained in Chasidus? That this is the remedy. That Chasidus is the remedy for the sickness. Okay? So there's a sickness. The sickness came after the remedy. That's how it works. Because the Kadosh Baruch Hu magdim terufa lemakah. He creates the remedy before he creates even the sickness. That's the way it's usually explained in Chassidus. But it still means that there's a deep corollary between the two. That once the Baal Shem Tov began to reveal godliness out of the concealment that it was in, and began to explain where godliness is, that's when the modern era really began. So Baal Shem Tov, we're talking about, he was born in 1698. He passes away in 1760. He's exactly on the cusp of what we call the modern era, and so everything changes.
Also the time when they invented how to make whiskey and vodka. It's not a joke.
Yeah, 1820. I mean, that's what it says on Johnny Walker. And then there's ones that are like it says 1815, and then there's it's all 200 years. It's not so long. So really, it's 17. Usually, we say that 1760 is the date of the first industrial revolution. The spinning jenny and everything, it happened in England. Actually, the first industrial revolution, which was mostly with mechanizing the whole fabric industry, and creating mills that were based on fabric mills. But what Reb Hillel here is saying is that it's much, much deeper than that. It's not just that this is the remedy and that's the... He's going to explain to us that the Baal Shem Tov is revealing something new. This is not a response to the something new. This is the flip side of it. You can't reveal something new unless the old is gone. And so, where is it disappearing? And this is what we'll get into with the answer tomorrow. But what's disappearing? The old way of seeing God is gone. And so nobody can hold by it anymore. What the Baal Shem Tov is doing is he's revealing the new way of seeing God. And so it's correlated at the same time with the disappearance of the old method, of the old understanding. They go together. So it's not to blame. It's not like we're saying, because the Baal Shem Tov revealed this, so everything else toppled. It's not like that by revealing it, he caused the rest to be concealed. It's threaded together. It happens at the same time. The old is taken out and the new appears. And so the old being taken out, when the Mashiach told the Baal Shem Tov, when am I going to come? When your teachings spread out. That's because there are no other teachings anymore. The old stuff doesn't matter anymore. You take the old stuff. The Gemara is not talking about God. The Gemara is talking about, some of it is, but most of it is not. We learn Gemara because of its value for how we think, our way of thinking, that the Baal Shem Tov didn't change. Maybe he added a few more constructs, but in general he didn't change the way we think. He learned Gemara like we do. He learned Zohar like we do. Zohar also, in a certain sense, is revealing something new, but it's also medrash. It's like the old ways still. What the Baal Shem Tov is doing by revealing God everywhere, that is a whole new conception that nobody understood until him. And the flip side of it is that God is gone. You don't need him anymore. We talked about Spinoza like that. That suddenly God becomes nature. And nature is not, you don't worship nature. You're not an idiot. So he's gone. But the Baal Shem Tov says, no. That's exactly where he's going to appear from again. That's where he's appearing from again. That's why I go out to nature. That's why the whole connection between Chasidus and nature, which today is a little bit hard to, it's a little bit hard to illustrate, because Chasidus seems to be a very urban type of phenomenon right now. But in general, Chasidus is very much connected to nature. So this will be part of the answer. So tomorrow we'll start, because we don't have much time today, so it's very short. But I want to stress this, that they're very much related. And by the way, also one thing that we didn't mention, we didn't stress so much, that Gog uMagog in this mimer means the war against the denial of God. It's not a physical war. There was a sentence before, and I sort of spoke it very quickly and didn't explain it. We'll continue tomorrow.